welcome back to today's video. So today I wanted to do a video using cloth nappies, talking about the different brands, comparing the different brands, different inserts and wet bags as well. So if we jump straight into it, what I'm going to do is tell you what the brand is, what the good things and the bad things are, probably my favourite prints, things like that. So the first brand is Baba & Boo. So these are all just clicked together, ready to use. So this is a Baba & Boo nappy. So that's the logo there, little snail. So Baba & Boo is probably my favourite nappy. So it's really sad. I really love cloth nappies. But the best thing about Baba & Boo is this double gusset. So when you first buy Baba & Boo, they're literally like the softest nappies. Obviously, being where I live, it is hard water, so they do go a bit, not as soft, but they are still soft, which is nice. So yeah, these double gussets really stop any leaks. I think I've literally never had any leaks with Baba & Boos at all, and all I use is one Baba & Boo insert as well. So when you do buy these new, they do come with 2 inserts, which are bamboo, which is really nice. So yeah, I think my favourite things about these is all of the Baba & Boo prints are literally so nice. They only have like a couple of prints on the website at a time, and I think each season or whatever, I think they do release new ones. I have only been cloth nappying for around 9 weeks maybe, just because I didn't start until Esme was about 7 or 8 weeks, just because I only bought birth to potty nappies, so she was too small for them. But since I've started using them, they've only brought out 1 new print, which is I think a competition that a mum won to design the print. So I have bought that one as well because it is nice. But this is probably my favourite print. It's floral with some bees on. I do really like that one. But yeah, I think the main thing that I do like about Baba & Boo, like I said, is the double gusset, the soft inserts, the soft insides as well. They're really fluffy. They just seem like a really good fit as well. I've never had any leaks. I really like that they've got these 3 poppers here. So it's got like the hip one and the waist ones as well. They're really good. So yeah, that's that one. And I do, like I said before in a previous video, I do just put one of these fleece liners inside just to keep the inserts nice as well. And it keeps Esme's bum dry. So the next brand is one of the Aldi nappies. So these, I believe these aren't actually for sale anymore. I think that they were taken off as like, not a recall, but they were like taken out of the stock. So the issue that came up with these nappies is that the insert, this is an all-in-one nappy, so the insert is attached, it's built in at the back. The issue with these is that this insert is microfiber, and obviously not everyone knows, but microfiber can't go against a baby's bum because it will just dry out their skin. And I suppose cause nasty rashes or reactions, I'm not quite sure. But with these, this is just Velcro, but they're completely attached, so when you dry them they just don't come apart. So I actually really like these nappies. I've never had a leak with one of these either. I think I've probably left it on for about 3, maximum 4 hours, and I've never had a leak. It is a really thick insert. So these fleece liners that I bought from eBay, I do use them because they do pretty much cover the whole of the microfiber insert. So I know that there's some people online that have said that they've like made a cut here and then they put the insert inside. So what I've done is I've got a Mia Solo nappy, and I will show you on that one what I mean, what they've done, because they just put it in as like an all-in-one nappy and then the fleece liner just goes on top. But yeah, like I said, I do really like these ones. They are really good, and these retail at about £4. I think they were about £4, so they were actually a really good buy. So yeah, I do really like them. These ones are Velcro. So one thing I really like about Velcro is that they're so easy to put on. They're literally so fast. There's no faffing with getting them secure around the hip or anything like that. You literally just do them. These have actually got a unique feature which I haven't seen on any of the nappies before. It's like a hip fastener. So say if your baby was really skinny, you could just do that to make it on both sides, to make it a bit tighter around their hips. I've never personally done that. I haven't actually tried it, to be honest. I don't know if it makes a massive difference. But like I said, I've never had any issues with this one at all. But I did forget to say that this one, the Baba & Boo, retails at about £16. I think it's £16.95 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think they're worth it. But yeah, so for £4 you really can't go wrong with one of these when they were on sale. Obviously, like I said about the microfiber, you have to be really careful, but with a fleece insert I literally have never had any problems. I really like them nappies too. They did only have, I think, 3 prints. They had like a star grey one, this one, which I do actually, this is my favourite out of the ones. It's like foxes and deer and rainbows. And they had like a yellow one with lions on, which wasn't my favourite, but for £4 I obviously bought one of each print. I think I bought 2 of this one and 1 of the other 2. So the next nappy is this Mia Solo one. This is my favourite Mia Solo nappy prints, pink ladybirds. So these are again Velcro. And then, so these I've got, bring it out. So this is what I mean. So this, say if like the Aldi nappy, if they were like that, that would be exactly the same. But the thing with these is they've got this thing to put your hand in, and then you basically, it's got a hole in the back there, and you stuff it in. So once that's inside, then like when you wash it, you can literally just pull that bit out so it can get nice and clean. So then that is what goes against the baby's bum. But again, I use a liner. So when Esme was first wearing cloth nappies, I really loved these. Again, they're Velcro, so they're really tight around the waist. I've not had any issues. But how old is she? She's 17 weeks now. So probably when she started to get to about 12 weeks, I consistently had leaks with every single Mia Solo that I have. So it's not a question of whether it's an issue with the PUL or anything like that. It's definitely like the capacity of these nappies. So you can actually buy these Mia Solo boosters, Bambino Mia boosters. So I really love these. It's like a fleecy bit on top to go against the bum and like a microfiber on top, on the bottom, sorry. So I put that in the nappy like that, and ever since I've been doing that, I don't get any leaks at all. I think you can buy these obviously online, but I've seen them in Aldi for a couple of pounds, and you get like a pack of 3 or 4, I think. So I actually really love these with them in. I was considering at one point selling all of my Bambino Mios, and I have got like quite a lot of these. I think I've got literally like almost every print in the Mia Solo that they do. But since I've been adding the boosters, they're really good. I've not had any issues, and what I really like about these is that they're so easy to put on, just like the Aldi ones. My husband, he's sometimes can faff around a bit with the poppers and doesn't quite get them straight or right or tight enough, or maybe too tight. So what I love about these is it's just like a normal nappy. It's just so easy to do. So one bad thing about the Velcro is, as you can see from this one, the Velcro is literally not in good condition at all. This, well, I did buy this one second hand, so it was already like that, but I have probably used this 5 or 6 times myself. I have got quite a large rotation of nappies, so it doesn't get used too much. And what I do is every time I wash them, I put the new ones to the back of the pile and take from the front again. Otherwise I probably would just use the same nappies over and over again, because obviously you get your favourite prints and you want to reuse them. So yeah, it's not the best condition. I think what I forget to do as well is these have got little washing tabs here, so they've got double Velcro, so literally you can fold them over like that, so it doesn't like drag any of your other washing. So the Velcro could like get caught to some cotton t-shirt and pull the fibres on it. But yeah, they do have that, and to be honest, it does always end up like that by itself anyway. But yeah, not very good condition, but the Velcro, it still works. And I think another issue would be is when Esme gets old enough to undo the Velcro herself, she'll be taking a nappy off every 5 minutes. But yeah, I do quite like them ones once they're boosted. Definitely worth the money. I think they retail possibly about £10 a nappy. I'm not 100% sure, but I know if you buy them pre-loved, they're often seen for about £8. And I think also sometimes if you do like a baby event in Aldi, you can actually buy them Bambino Mia Solos in Aldi. I haven't seen them myself, so I don't know how much to sell them for, but I think probably cheaper than like Asda or something like that. So the next nappy is this Little Lambs. I did briefly talk about this one because I did a nappy haul on my channel. So this is one of the ones that I've bought probably about a couple of weeks ago now. So I have only used it probably 2 or 3 times, and I have got 2 Little Lambs. That's all I have from Little Lamb. So this is again a pocket nappy. So what that means is just the insert is in the pocket at the back, so they're inserts that come out. So I actually really like these ones as well. Just like the Babrimbu, it is so soft. I've never had a leak from a Little Lambs either, and probably maximum had it on is 3 or 4 hours again. So they are really soft nappies. Again, it's gone a bit slightly hard just because we are hard water in this area, but other than that they're fine. They have got an absolutely massive opening at the pocket, which is great. It's so easy, and you can just tuck this bit over the top, so obviously you can't see the inserts, which is nice. You can buy them with really nice inserts as well. They're really thin. These are quite thin nappies, so they're not as bulky on the bottom, and they do have some nice prints. I'm not like a massive fan of all of the prints that Little Lamb do, because they mostly do block colours, but I think every so often they bring out a collection. So I think at the minute they've got a am I thinking the right shop? They have some animal ones like whales and stuff like that, I think. I'm not 100% sure what else they do, but they have just brought out this animal range. So they've got this one. I think it's possibly called something like Stand Tall or something. It's giraffes. Then they've got like a, I think, Show You Stripes or something like that. And it's zebras and other animals. I can't quite remember. But I have that one too. And that one's just as nice as this one. Probably that one's more of my favourite actually. And then they did like a leopard print one. Some of the animal print, I think maybe like a cheetah or something, I'm not 100% sure, but a couple of animal like block prints as well as these patterned ones too. But I mostly am a sucker for prints. I love animals, flowers, just all things girly like that. So, and what's good about these is they are unisex. Any gender could wear these really, but I think these aren't quite as good as the Baba and Boo just because they haven't got the double gusset. I think if these had the double gusset, they'd be exactly the same, just as good. In terms of retail price, I can't quite remember, I'm afraid, but I think it's between £12 and £15, maybe about the £14 mark, but I'm really not 100% sure. But I think these and the Baba and Boo are a bit more expensive, but they're definitely worth it. These ones are. There we go. And I've heard like lots of good things about the Little Lamb wraps and stuff for night time as well. I've never used them myself, so I wouldn't 100% know, but let's put that one in. Again, I just use a fleece liner. You don't always need to use fleece liners for these nappies, especially when there's no microfiber on top, but I always just do that just to keep the nappies clean and the bum dry. So the next nappy is probably not a well-known brand. It's Old Baby Care. That's it. So these are really cheap on Amazon. I think I bought a pack of 3 for about £15. I haven't searched them on their own, but I did just buy it literally just because I like the rainbow prints. And this is one of the first nappies I ever owned. I bought a pack of 3, I think 2 foxes and this one. I ended up selling the foxes, so I wasn't quite keen, but I really like this rainbow one. So these are just a bog standard pocket nappy. You can just tell that they're pretty cheap, to be honest. You can tell like the difference between the quality of the outer layer and obviously the inside. It is still soft, but it's not the same quality. And these do come with obviously cheaper inserts as well, but I will talk about inserts after. Again, they're just single gusset. I don't think I've had any leaks with these either. I think with cloth nappies, if you buy a cheaper brand, it really doesn't matter. I think the main thing is about boosting them. So if you put the right inserts in, they will last the same amount of time. If I used a Baba and Boo insert in this, it would be pretty much just as good minus the double gusset. Obviously the double gusset for me is an absolute winner. That's the best thing about them to me. But yeah, this is just again good. I think probably retails around £5 possibly, and obviously if you find a print you like, it's worth buying just because they are cheap, and especially if you wanted to just bulk out your stash, they're worth it. So that's that one. So like I said, I did just buy that one from Amazon. The next one is from, I think the brand is called Eco Cloth or something like that. It is actually an American brand, but I have seen people on Facebook that are like retailers of this brand. They do mostly do like printed pockets, so they do a lot of Disney. So this is one of the ones that I've got. I think from this brand I've got these Dalmatians, I've got Pocahontas, Aladdin, what else have I got? Monsters Inc. That's possibly all the Disney ones I've got. I am a massive Disney fan, but when it comes to nappies, there wasn't too many that I liked, to be honest. I did really like, I've got a Toy Story one as well, but I did really like this one. I'm not a massive fan of the red, but I did like the dogs, so I had to go with it. So I think on the front as well, under there, it just says 101 Dalmatians. Obviously when they get bigger, you can see the whole thing. So again with this, it's got the hip snaps as well. So these have got extra. So this is for the hip, and then they've got these. And what I'd like about these as well is they've got 2 extra there. So if they were really small, you could cross it over like that. So like that. So it'd literally like be really small around the waist, especially for a skinny waist. But I've never used that feature really. I just pop it up onto here. She's small, but she's not that small. So this one again is a similar sort of outer layer, to be honest. It's a bit, the printing, like if you look really close, the printing's not perfect. Bit like cheapy. I don't really like the colours. all of the colours on these, obviously because they're Disney, they're really bright. Inserts with these, again, I think I bought just charcoal inserts with these that I don't think I've ever really used, to be honest. But again, bit cheapy, but just bog standard pocket nappy, just like the Alba and the Old Baby car as well. But yeah, I do quite like them because they are Disney, like I said, and they do exactly the same job if you stuff them the right way. If you use good inserts, every nappy is fine, to be honest. So that's that one. So I think these Disney ones retail about $8, so I'm not 100% sure how much that is, probably about £6 or £7. So with shipping as well, because obviously they are from America, it is a bit more pricey, but yeah, you can't, if you want a Disney nappy, that's what you've got to do, I'm afraid. But yeah, like I said, you can get some on Facebook from some retailers that I've seen, but it's just one of them things, if you want them, you've got to pay. So the next one, like I've just mentioned, Alba Baby nappy. So that's that one. Alba Baby nappies are amazing. They're literally about £4 or £5, depending where you get them from. They can be anywhere up to about £5.50, but they're literally the cheapest nappy that I've ever seen really on the market. So these are exactly the same. They've got the extras to cross them over if you want to. They're, again, this one's not too bad because it's a light pattern, but I think if you buy any Alba Baby nappies that are darker, so if I've got a dark blue one, they look cheaper, I think, because like you can see like bits of white through them. I guess the light shines through, or the fibres aren't, like the colours aren't 100% perfect. But this one, it looks absolutely fine because it is light colours, although you can see like the light from the back. But yeah, I do really like these nappies. I have got a lot of Alba Babies. I have sold a few just because I wanted to build my collection with a bit more pricier ones. But yeah, I've never had any problems with these. I have probably had a few leaks, but again, that's because I'm not using the right inserts. With the Alba Babies, mostly I just bought Alba microfiber inserts. So because Esme's getting bigger now, obviously she's weeing a bit more and they're lasting probably a bit less because of the amount she's weeing. So if I paired a microfiber with a bamboo, it would last just as good as the other nappies. But again, it is just about boosting them right. It's just because it doesn't come with like the good quality inserts that the bamboo do, or Little Lambs or whatever. So yeah, it's not too bad, to be honest. I do like these and 100% rate them for the price. Say if your baby was going to nursery and you just needed to build your stash up with a few more nappies that are a bit cheaper, that you don't mind going to nursery or painting in or swimming in or whatever, then they are good for that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely worth it if you're on maternity leave and you can't quite afford the other options. But if you were to resell these, they'd probably resell for a bit less than the retail price, just because the price is so cheap. They don't really hold any value, whereas the Bamboo can resell for pretty much the same price, or if they're sought after print, they sell for a lot more. So these ones are Listen Blooms. So I've only ever seen these ones on Amazon. That's the brand. This is probably one of my favourite Little Blooms patterns, just because I've only got maybe 3 of these. I've got like a blue one with hot air balloons on. What else have I got? I think a white one with little black cats on. I'm not 100% sure, but these were all on Amazon. These are, again, one of the first nappies that I ever bought. They do like a range of prints that are quite nice, but again, they're just like a bog standard cheap nappy, just like Alba Baby. But again, I've not really had any issues, apart from if you're not boosting them right. But to be honest, although my rotation on my nappies is quite good, I haven't given these too much use, just because they aren't my favourite nappies. But they are good just for like, you know, bulking out your stash and using when you're at home and stuff like that. So that's that nappy. Again, they've got these hit snaps and they've got these as well, which are good. So I will talk about their inserts as well after. But yeah, again, if you stuff it with the right insert, it's fine. And it is pretty soft inside, to be fair. So again, these are really good nappies if you're just trying to bulk out your stash. But then it goes to say, if you're not using the good quality inserts, if you are using the Little Blooms inserts, if you're using more than one, then they are becoming quite bulky nappies. It already seems like quite bulky. So the next one is a close popping nappy. Oh, it's got hair on. So I absolutely love this brand. I think they're so pretty. This one was actually really kindly gifted to me from a friend. So one of my friends actually used cloth nappies before I did. Obviously, she's got 2 older children, who one's still in nappies now. She's only a little bit older than Esme. but I'd never really heard of cloth nappies before, and she got me into them. And then she kindly gifted me a few that didn't quite fit her daughter, or she wasn't really using anymore. So with these ones, I think that they do come up quite small. Obviously, I've been using this since it was probably about 8 weeks, and I've had it on the second rise. I possibly could have it one lower, but it just seems like a bit small to me. I don't know if that's just me not being 100% like really good on the fit, just because I was new to cloth nappies and I started using them. But it fitted her perfect on the second rise, and then it just kind of makes me think that when she gets bigger, say by the time she's 1, I don't really know if these nappies are going to be too small. I don't think they really suit like chunky babies, because they are double gusset as well. So again, like before, these are Velcro nappies. They have the 3 rises because they are birth to potty. So these are the inserts that these nappies come with. So these are all in 2 nappies, I think. I'm not 100% sure. So what these are is, so that's nappy underneath, and then this is the insert. So instead of stuffing it in the pocket like in the previous nappy, this has got like the poppers at there, and then you just pop that in, and then the insert is just in. So what I really like them is you're not fishing like a wet insert out of the back of the pocket like to wash, which I do. And then this is like a bit of booster like slash fleece liner that so there's a bit there, and it can just clip on. So then that just goes on top there. And because of the hard water, these inserts don't stay soft at all. I don't know if it's because the lady that gave it to me used it a lot, or just because of the water. I'm really not sure, but they don't stay soft. And I've seen like loads of people sell these secondhand and they don't look soft either. So what I do is, this one's a really rubbish insert that I cut myself, but I put that on top just so it is extra soft. So with these nappies, what I really like about them, because like I said, these are one of my favourites, but this is the only one I have. They are double gusset, like that. So they, again, I've never had a leak with them. They literally hold everything. Sometimes you could say that double gussets are practically bomb proof. Literally, poo does not come out the side of them. So yeah, I really like them. I've seen like a lot of issues with these nappies that people have posted with this stitching coming undone, but I don't think they stay 100% perfect. They have some lovely prints. There are a lot of animals, but they have a few like purpley pink prints like this that are quite girly. So that's the double gusset from the side, and obviously when it's on the leg, literally you see that. But what I really like about these is when you're putting it on, because they're double gusset, you're not faffing around trying to get it into the knicker line. It doesn't need to be in the knicker line, just because it sorts itself out really, because it gets itself in there, and because it is double gusset, there's no leaks anyway. So yeah, that's what I really like about those, and I've never needed to boost that. I've never had any leaks with these. I'm not actually 100% sure how much these retail for brand new. I've never seen one brand new before. I don't actually know where you can buy them. I presume their own website, so I'd have to have a look at that. I don't know. I haven't got my phone with me, so I won't be able to look up how much they are. But yeah, so retailing at second hand prices, I think possibly if they're in like condition like this, so good but used, like the Velcro is quite worn, stitching's not 100%, these are probably about £9, £10 second hand. And if they're in perfect condition, I think anywhere like 15 or so pounds each second hand. So I'm really not sure how much they retail for first, like brand new, or it might just be they're more expensive because the prints are limited. From what I've seen people post as well, I don't know if there's certain versions. So I've seen people talk about version 1, version 2. I don't know if they were tweaked or something like that. I'm really not sure what version this is at all. But I think possibly part of me wants to afford some more and purchase some of these to invest in my stash, just because I really like them. They're so easy to use. Again, with the Velcro, they're absolutely perfect. But at the same time, I think for one, the Velcro is not, it doesn't last. So when you retail them second hand, they're not always going to be perfect if the Velcro is not good. Like, nobody's going to want rubbish Velcro. And then two, once Esme gets bigger, she'll be taking the Velcro off herself. So again, I don't really know if it's going to be worth it for me, especially now we are 4 months old already. So it might not be the best option. But if I saw some cheap second hand that were good condition, I possibly would. But again, I don't really know. So the next nappy is the Tickle Tops. So I love the pattern of these. I've seen quite a few and I really like the pattern, but these are not my favourite nappy at all. I only have the one, and I'll just say that I really don't like it is being nice, I suppose. So again, these are Velcro, so I thought I'd give it a go, just because at the time when I first used cloth nappies, I was loving Velcro. Like I said, with the Mia Solos, they're just so easy. My husband can put them on really easy. And these are also double gusset, which I've been banging about for the whole video. I absolutely love double gusset. So these are similar to the close pop-ins. They are all in twos, I think, if that's what they're called. I'm not very good with the technical term. So this is literally, that's the shell, and then this poppers in. So this is like, this insert is for some reason like joined like that. I'm not actually 100% sure what this insert is made of. I'm guessing bamboo and maybe microfiber, but I really don't know. So this insert literally just pops into the back. But every time I've used this nappy, I've had a leak. I don't know if it's because maybe I bought this one second hand and it's not, maybe like there's an issue with the pull. I'm not really not sure. Maybe I need to do like a strip wash, but I just don't know. It's just not the nappy for me. It doesn't fit nice. It just leaks. But the Velcro seems pretty good condition, to be honest. I think when I got it, I think it must have been fairly new, like not used. And I really don't know how much these retail at full price again, because I've never looked, just because I'm really not interested in these nappies. But I think I did buy this second hand for around £6 or £7. But I did get a bundle with some inserts as well, so I don't know how much this was on its own. I think I did pay £7, not including the inserts, but I really 100% can't be sure. Oh, it says here, outer lining polyester insert, 70% bamboo, 30% cotton. So yeah, maybe I need like a microfiber on top, just so it can soak fast and then the bamboo can soak more. It's just about getting it right, really. Maybe the other bit I've got downstairs is microfiber. I'd have to look, I really don't know. But yeah, not the nappy for me. Next one is this Mama Koala. So I did speak about these in my nappy haul, just because I did buy these, although this is the first time I've ever had these, so I couldn't review them then. So that's the brand. There's another website called TJ Nappies, I think, and I pre-ordered for October. So I ordered some like autumnal prints back in maybe June, July, or maybe even August. And yeah, not coming until October, I think. So that's a long time, but I think they're made like to order only, so they make the amount they need. I'm not 100% sure. But these are about £12 a nappy, maybe. I think sometimes second hand they retail between £10–11, although I've never purchased one second hand. Mine are all new. So I have 2 of these at the minute, and I've got about 3 or 4 on pre-order, I think, maybe. Yeah, so that's the insert. At the inside, what I really like about these is the pocket is absolutely massive, even bigger than Little Lambs, and they have again got this little flap so you can put that over, so the insert's not on show or hanging out. So the inserts in these I will talk about after. Actually, I don't think I've got one of these in my insert pile. So these are the inserts. They're quite long, and you can unpop them so they're even longer. But I find they're too long for the nappies like that. I think just because as well it's folded over to the smallest rise. So at the minute I've just folded it over like that. And I think like if you had a boy, you could put that at the front just so it's extra absorbent. But for a girl, you just need the absorbency all over, really. So I suppose it doesn't really matter. But you could also actually, if say you wanted to put this in a newborn nappy, you could fold it over like twice onto the second popper, just so it is extra small. But also when I bought these new, they came with this insert, which is a one size insert, and then they came with a newborn insert as well, which is quite small. I've not used them because I haven't got any newborn nappies, and obviously it would probably be too small for my other nappies, but I'm willing to keep them for the future for any other babies. And if I had another one, I'd have to decide whether I was going to cloth from birth and like invest in like a newborn stash of nappies, or whether I was just going to go ahead and wait till they're a certain like size, maybe about £10, to go ahead with clothing from birth to potty nappies. So Mama Koala is quite soft, but again, this has only been washed a couple of times. It's only been maybe used twice, so I can't 100% comment on that at all. They have just got these 2 poppers, which does make it really easy because they've only got the 2. So what I quite like about these is they're so much easier to popper up than the others. Like sometimes with the Alba babies, the poppers are quite stiff, so you have to really pull to get them off, and you do worried because it stretches the fabric. But these are really easy to pop on and off, and the little buttons have got like a little koala on, which is so cute. My other pattern in this is like a flowery one, and it's so nice as well. Like, I really like both of these that I've got, and then my new one's coming. It's like the autumnal one. It's got little deers on and flowers. It's just so pretty. So yeah, I do really like these. For the price, they're quite good, but again, no double gusset, so possibly a bit pricey if you compare them to the Baba and Boo. But I've never had any leaks with these either, so must be quite good. And maybe the inserts are better quality, I'm not 100% sure. But it's always worth buying new nappies when you get more than one insert. So with these, like I said, you get 2 inserts. With Baba and Boo, you get 2 inserts. Things like Alba Baby, because the nappies are so cheap, you have to buy the inserts with them extra, which is why it works out cheaper. And obviously, if you've got lots of inserts, such as if you get the 2 with the Baba and Boo, and I only stuff my Baba and Boo with 1 insert, you can then use the second insert in another nappy. So I have enough inserts plus like extra, loads extra, for all of my nappies. So as soon as they come out of the wash, I stuff them and I do them like this and put them on my shelf. So every single nappy is stuffed, it's got a fleece liner, and it's ready to go. So that way I just find it so much easier. If I was to stuff on the go, I think it would just be such a faff. Like, your baby's crying for a nappy change, you just want to get out of the house and go, or maybe you're in public and then your nappy's like apart, so you'd have to put the insert in and then the fleece liner. It would just be an absolute faff for me. So yeah, I really like them. So the final one is, I really can't remember the brand, I'm afraid. I'll have to link it below because it is a handmade nappy. So it says handmade with love. So they have got an Instagram page, and I did just buy these recently. So the lady was absolutely lovely. So with these, they come with a insert, and the inserts are patterned. So obviously nobody's going to see them. But what I really like about these is they're hemp. So hemp is really good. It's the most absorbent. Although the downfall for me is every time I've used these nappies, I've had leaks. I don't know if it's because they need to be pre-washed a certain amount of times. I do know that when you have nappies, like new nappies, you're supposed to pre-wash them probably 3 or 4 times just to make sure they get to their full absorbency. Because Esme is only small up until like recently, I really haven't bothered. I have pre-washed, but I haven't bothered pre-washing the amount of times you should, just because I've just used them for like an hour less maybe, and then wash them after. So yeah, I have, every time I had leaks with them, I think when I put them on, it's just not a good fit. And Esme, I think maybe, I don't know if she's a bit small at the minute, it's just really not working for me. But I'm not going to get rid of them because I just bought them and I absolutely love them. So I think she retails them at around £11 each nappy. That's with no inserts. And then if you want the inserts, she does a bundle with 2 inserts for about £15. And then I think if you spent over a certain amount, she did give you 15% off possibly, or something like that. But I do really like them. They're absolutely lovely prints. And I think if your baby was bigger, like when she gets a bit bigger, although they are birth potty, I think when she gets bigger and chunkier thighs, there'll be absolutely no leaks. But at the minute there is literally just a gap here. Like her legs she's just not big enough for these nappies at all. But what I love about these is it's got little bumblebees on and foxes, and they're literally just my favourite prints. And then I've got other ones, all the ones I've got from her, I've got animals on, and then I've got one with I was going to say raisins then, rainbows, which is also lovely. I love anything rainbows. So yeah, perfect. Absolutely love them. So what I was going to talk about now is the inserts. So I've just got a few inserts here to show you. So these are just the Little and Blooms microfiber inserts. So I think, just like Alba Baby, they're just really cheap microfiber, good for just bulking out your stash. What you could do is just put, when the baby gets a bit bigger, just put a bit of bamboo as well underneath, and they'll be absolutely perfect. But on their own, not the best. But I think they're only a couple of £1 each, or maybe included with the nappies. The next one is just an Alba Baby. You can see like pretty much the same, although this one feels better quality, to be honest. Most of my nappies do just use Alba Baby because I've got a huge Alba Baby stash and loads of inserts as well. They're just a couple of £1 each just for microfiber. So when Esme first started using cloth nappies, these were perfect just because she was so small. Like obviously she was being changed a bit more, not wetting as much, so these were fine. But now it's not good enough for me. She needs bamboo as well. She's just too big and we're getting leaks. They're not lasting as long. These are the Little Lambs. Obviously lots of difference, like even in thickness. These are maybe double or triple bamboo, I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember, but these are the only Little Lambs inserts I've got. I've probably got 2 or 3 of the same. And it says, yeah, 90% from bamboo, 10% polyester. So these are actually really good. I've never tried them on their own. I always have double boosted them because they're so thin. I really don't trust them. I've always double boosted them with like an Alba baby or something. But on its own, it would probably be absolutely fine, to be honest, because I've heard good things about Little Lambs. You can feel the quality, like it's just nice and soft. Obviously with the hard water, it doesn't stay as soft, but they still look nice, soft, and yeah, work perfect for me. This is like a bamboo insert to show you. Again, when you first buy these, they're so soft. It doesn't stay that way, but they're still nice. So these are the bamboo ones. So this is the difference, say, between like a Alba baby and a bamboo. So yeah, I can use them bamboo ones easily on their own in a bamboo and not get any leaks. I don't know if it's because it's double gusset or what, it's just perfect. So this is an example of a bamboo hemp. Hemp does dry like this for some reason. I've never actually used this. Like I said, I've never had any issues with bamboo. But I reckon if I put this maybe with like a microfiber or bamboo overnight, I reckon this would last as me the whole night. But again, I can't testify because I've never used them. But I think these can be quite pricey. So I have only got 1 or 2. This is an example of Alba baby bamboo. I've never had Alba baby bamboo before, but I did purchase 1 or 2. And they seem fine to us. They're very like flimsy, lightweight, quite thin, but they are quite good from what I've experienced so far. Quite cheap too. And then this is just the Old Baby Car microfiber. So that is very thick, quite chunky, and can make nappies quite wide really. But again, if you pair it with something good, there's no issues really. And finally, the last thing I wanted to talk about was wet bags, like an example of the wet bags I use. So these are all just from bamboo, but you can buy literally wet bags from any nappy company. So this is the small one. So what I really like about these is when I'm going out for the day, well, not out for the day, probably like a couple of hours, if I know that I'm going to do a nappy change, or even if I don't, to be honest, I always take one of these. What I do is put a dry nappy in there with the wipes that I'm going to use. So I use cotton wipes. And then when I'm out, I change it with this and obviously put the dirty nappy in there. So this does fit just probably 1 nappy. I have managed to squeeze 2 in once, but it's tight. Also, say if she was sick on her clothes, I would put, or she needed her clothes changed because she leaked, or I'd fit the nappy and the dirty clothes in here, which is perfect. And these can obviously just fit in your bag. They keep your bag nice and dry, no smells when you're out. It's absolutely perfect. So they're like a couple of £2 each, and sometimes they do sales on prints too. So this is the medium wet bag from bamboo. Obviously a lot bigger. And then it's got a second pocket. To be honest, I never use the second pocket. I don't think you need it. Obviously, if you wanted to put your wipes in there, you could, but I just put the whole thing in the main bag, to be honest. So it's got like a good handle, so you could put that around your pram if you really wanted to, or hook it up in your house if you wanted to as well. But I use this everyday use around the house, so I keep one in the living room, and then when it's full I put it in the bathroom down the side of the sink. And then obviously when it's wash day, I take all the wet bags and just like empty it out into the wash machine and wash them. When you dry them, you need to make sure you fold them inside out so they're not getting too wet, so they actually dry inside as well, because obviously they will stay wet. And this is I think this is possibly an extra large bamboo. I absolutely love this print. Like, this is my favourite nappy print. I wish I could find it on a nappy that's not extortionate price, but it's not a nappy they sell anymore. It is like an extra stock, I suppose. So this was gifted to me by the same friend that gifted me the Close Pop-In nappy. So I love this one because this can fit like a couple of days worth of nappies in, and I could get away with pretty much just having this one and putting it in the wash at the end of the couple of days full of nappies. So I suppose just for size comparison, the extra large and the medium. So if you had 2 babies in cloth, this would be perfect for like every 2 days or however often you used it. And it would be good to keep, like, say the main one downstairs and maybe like a smaller one upstairs for night nappies. It just depends what your routine is really. So I have got some cheaper wet bags that I got off Amazon. I think a pack of 3 for about £6. I don't rate them at all. I think you really need to buy your wet bags from a good company. I really don't know about any other companies. Like I said, I've only got bamboo wet bags. I've got I think I've got about 3 or 4 of these little ones. So if I went out a couple of times within that wash routine, I would use each one and just put it in the bath. When I get home, I just put this in the bathroom, like I said, down the side of the sink. And on wash day, I get my main wet bags full of nappies and also these ones as well, and just shove it all in the wash, empty them out. So obviously the nappy inside can wash too. And then obviously I hang these to dry. But yeah, I think you really do need a good quality wet bag just because of the smells. If saying like the Amazon ones that match the Little and Blooms nappies or whatever, they just don't hold the water. So like I found that the outside of the bag feels a bit damp, they feel a bit wet. It's just not good quality really. So yeah, you do need them. And they I think these medium ones are probably about £6 or £7, but I bought it in sale probably for about £5, so it's worth looking. And with Baba and Boo as well, every so often they do have a sale where they just offer about 3 or 4 prints at a discounted price for about maybe about £11 something. So it's really worth looking, just because one day you might buy the nappy for like £16 something, and then the next day you might see it for like £11.95 or something in the sale. So definitely worth checking. Obviously, even if you're not 100% sure on the print, the nappies are amazing, so it really doesn't matter for me. I've got a few Baba and Boos that I'm not keen on the print, but for the price it's definitely worth it. But yeah, that's all for today's video. I think obviously from the video we've concluded that my favourite are Baba and Boo. I do also have a petite crown one. I do really like that nappy too. I bought it second hand though, and I haven't got the insert that matches. It's a pocket nappy, but those are much more pricey. I think brand new they're probably about £20 or more. So when I bought it second hand, I paid about £10 for the nappy, I think, and the lady wanted an extra £7 for the insert. So I thought, well, I've actually got plenty of inserts, loads of extra Baba and Boo, and like Alba and all sorts like that, so I can stuff it myself, it's no problem. But the prints of Petite Crown are so pretty. They've got one called Ellie Billy, which is bees, and that is so sought after. Literally, it's always out of stock, you can never buy it. I think my one that I've got is possibly Audrey or something like that, I really don't know, but it's like a pink flowery one, and it's just as nice, like so nice. But obviously it's not Ellie Belly that I really want. But yes, that is another nappy that I've got like to talk about, but unfortunately that one is in the wash, and that is the only one I've got of that. But yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope that you find it useful. If you've got any other questions about cloth nappies, I'm happy to go through. So yeah, I mainly just change every 3 hours or 4 hours, wash every couple of days. I have uploaded previously a wash routine video if you want to check that out if you're not quite sure what to do. But if there's any other questions, I'm happy for you to put them below, and I'm happy to answer them for you guys as well. And maybe tell me what's your favourite nappy or what's your favourite print out of the ones that I've talked about today. And if you could like and subscribe, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back soon. Bye.